Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because spring is here. It's Aries season, which is my season. I'm Aries, and I just feel the energy from the universe. It just feels like fire is coming and everything, and I'm so excited to show you how I created today's look. It's perfect for spring, so let's begin. So before I get started, I want to set the mood with a candle. This one is from Boy Smells. It's called LES. Very elegant scent. And I think it's made entirely out of, I think coconut wax. I recently survived a really bad food poisoning. Literally thought like I was gonna die or something. I would say it was definitely the worst food poisoning experience in my life. So I'm still recovering from that, and I'm seeing that I have a lot of discoloration around my face. But nonetheless, I'm excited to start my routine. And I'm going to begin first with my skin prep. So this was something that I rediscovered when I was cleaning out my drawers and everything. I didn't finish it, and I'm actually in a mood for it. Sometimes I feel like your face craves certain things, and I feel like I've been craving the cream skin mist. So I'm going to begin with this first. A little bit wet in my mouth. Ooh, very nice. For my lips, I'm going to apply lip cushion. So I'm just getting my lips nice and juicy. And this is a lip mask, and so it's gonna settle in, nourish, and treat my lips so that at the end, when I remove it, my lips are nice and ready for lip product. Next step, I'm going to use and try this new serum. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little bit out, and I'm just going to focus on where I need the most love. Just my cheek area. This is really where you see, let me zoom in. This is where you see a lot of like my pigmentation and everything. A serum is basically a high concentration of high performing ingredients that's just concentrated. So you want to put it on first, right after your essence. Think of it like taking vitamins. That's how I see a serum. Oh wow, it dries really quickly. That was pretty fast. So this is the Augustinus Batter, the eye cream. Let's see how it feels. So I'm just going to dot around here. Any leftover, I'm just going to apply it on my brows because it goes through so much wear and tear. I feel like it could use a little bit of eye cream too. Why not, right? It's eye safe. And so with your ring finger, of course, because it's the most delicate finger for your delicate under eyes, I'm gonna go in and just sweep back and forth like this. Sweeping back and forth. Oh, it feels so good. Skincare is such a nice way to kind of set the tone for the rest of your day. You know, it actually helps get me into a more meditative state of mind because I have such an active mind, so skincare kind of helps relax me and everything. And it's just a great way to, you know, care for yourself, love for yourself. It is my form of self-care. So again, that also dried down pretty fast too. Also feels like a serum, less like a eye cream. But yeah, I'm going to continue testing out the serum and the eye cream because I actually ran out of my eye cream, so it's perfect. Let me first use Face Cuddle on my cheeks because they do feel a little dry from the acid peel, which is very normal. So I just want to spot moisturize right there and just press it into my skin. Wow, that instantly feels better. Also received from PR, this is the Gucci, the Serum Debut. It's their mattifying primer. Very beautiful component. Wow, it means Gucci. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is really where I need my forehead. It gets really shiny. I'm textbook T-zone shiny person. My nose and around here, right around my cheek area, but not too much. I don't need it because I want to keep the glow here, but this I can mattify a bit, and my chin. So that is done. What I'm gonna do now, let me see how my skin feels. I guess it feels nice and ready for base makeup. So I'm ready for base makeup, and I'm going to do a combination of 2 shades in Daydream Cushion, which is Cloud Dream and Gentle Light. So Cloud Dream is 2 shades lighter than my normal skin tone, and Gentle Light matches my skin tone. So I'm just gonna load it up with a sponge. Okay, so you can see that my complexion looks more even. My skin looks healthier, but this is a good first step for my base makeup. I'm not fully done with it. I'm just going to leave it like this and move on to my brows. Okay, so for my brows, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to mattify my brows, because you don't want shiny brows. You could see how I have skin showing through, and skin tends to be a little shiny, and that's why if you want your brows to look natural, you want to mattify them. So you can see how I don't have a lot of brow hairs to work with. Over the years, they're just getting thinner and thinner. And you know, I actually thought about doing brow implants, but I feel like I want to do more research on it, because I heard that it just grows like normal hair and you have to trim it a lot. So that's my thing, is like, I'm kind of lazy. You'd be surprised, like, how are you lazy? You know, you do these makeup tutorials, but I'm very low maintenance when it comes to most of my beauty routine. And so just to add another thing to do, it just feels inauthentic to who I am. I'd rather just do my makeup that I know how to do so well than, I guess, adopting something new and having to trim it. I just feel like that's a new territory I haven't gone into. And I think what I'm going to do is just watch and research other people who did it and just see how they maintain it and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm testing out this new product that I can't show on camera, just because, you know, I want to keep a few secrets to myself, and it's still in the testing phase, so I'm a bit apprehensive even like using it in this video, but I'm curious to see how it looks for this look. So I'm gonna apply it with a brush. So I'm gonna go in to kind of sculpt my brows in place. They're so stubborn, even though I don't have a lot of them. They're just stubborn little annoying things, but they seem like they are cooperating with me today. Thank you. I'm talking to my brows. I've gone crazy. In a way, when you're filming these videos, you have to talk to yourself because there's no one else to talk to. I don't know why my voice feels really groggy, but I think it's because I was vomiting like 6 times. My butthole was hurting because of all the stuff that was coming out. It's very violent what was happening. Yeah, I'm still kind of recovering from that, so my voice sounds a little bit different today because of that. But be careful with seafood. I never had seafood poisoning. This is the first time ever, and it's so different than other food poisoning I've had in the past. Like, it's so intense. It can actually kill you. I know food poisoning in general, bad ones can kill you, but I heard that seafood poisoning has a higher chance of being more fatal, which I didn't really know. I was so dumb. Normally when you hear people who get food poisoning from seafood, it's because they went to some sketchy place, or like getting sushi at a gas station, you know, might not be the best idea for your stomach. And I knew I shouldn't have eaten those oysters. I felt like something was off, but it was like a really nice restaurant, so I was so surprised. But I survived off of Pedialyte thanks to my sister who brought it over, and she made like a concoction of like half and half of like Pedialyte and Gatorade, because Pedialyte has sodium in it, so it tastes saltier. And Gatorade has too much sugar in it too, so I feel like the two together they taste quite nice with ice. It was the only thing I could drink. Anything else, even water, I would just throw it up. Yeah, Pedialyte. Pedialyte is the shit. Okay, so that actually doesn't look that bad. It's a nice start. I'll keep testing out this product, see how it is. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use my fine liner brow pencil to kind of shape and sculpt my brows in. I think I'm going to go for a curvier look. I don't need a finished brow look for this because I'm going to finish it later. I just want to get myself 80% there. Just get the shape down right so that when I do my eye makeup, I can go back and finish it. I don't know, maybe I don't really need brow transplant because I actually find doing my brows super therapeutic. It's just, you know, I have days where I don't want to do anything, and it's so nice to see people who have beautiful, luscious, thick brows. They just wake up and they look perfect. Lucky you. I think I'm pretty good here. Let me curve this a bit. It's looking a little too angled. I think I'm in a good spot here. I'm gonna go ahead and begin my eye makeup, and I guess for this look, I'm just gonna, because I want my cheeks to shine, I'm gonna keep the rest of my eyes very neutral, which I know sounds boring, but you know, I'm okay with boring and basic now these days. Boring and basic looks good on me sometimes. So I'll be using the RODIN palette for this because it is my favorite out of the 2 collections that we launched for Masterpiece. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna sculpt my shape in and contour my eyes. I'm kind of just laying out the shade like this, and I want to extend the length of my eyes. So I'm kind of just bringing the shadow out just a bit like this. You're seeing how I'm using very thin layers. I'm taking my time working up the shade and intensity and just blending out around the orbital bone to kind of just contour in. I'm applying the same shade along the lower lash line. Here and here. Okay. And I'm taking this shade and kind of just going in just around the outer corners of my eyes like this. And I'm just keeping it very soft. No harsh lines. Just soft. Because I want my eyes to look soft and sweet and kind. And a little on the lower lash line, not too much. Do the same on the other eye. And this is where like investing in the right brushes. This is a brand that Hungvo gifted to me from his friend who owns this brand. It's called Rip. Oh gosh, I'm so bad. I'm just gonna put the... I'm so bad at pronouncing things. I'm actually not good at enunciating words. I don't know if you know that when I was in school, like grade school, elementary, even middle school, I barely spoke. I was so quiet. I was so shy. I didn't like to speak because I felt like I wasn't able to speak well. It was hard for me to enunciate words, and I think in a weird, strange way, YouTube actually helped me with that journey. YouTube was an amazing way to help me overcome, I guess, like stage fright and speech, because I'm able to like kind of practice and talk in front of the camera. So it's like a weird therapy mixed with like training. So I'm much better at enunciating my words, but I wasn't good before. And I also never took grammar class, which I know sounds insane. Like, how do you not take grammar class? But it was something I never learned. I think growing up, my family and I, we moved so much and I changed schools so much, and I feel like I missed out on certain curriculums. And grammar is one of them. So I tend to have like really shitty grammar because I didn't really learn it. And I was thinking, you know, I see this ad called Grammarly. It's like, maybe I should take it and learn it or something. I don't know if it teaches anything, but I just see the YouTube ad all the time. Maybe it's targeted to me because my grammar sucks. I just want us to all be telepathic one day so we don't have to speak. We can just send each other thoughts. That would be ideal for me. Because I could send people like thoughts of my dreams and ideas, and think about how easy communication would be if we were telepathic. But it would also be a nightmare too, so I don't know. So I'm gonna use Baroque. And I don't know if you know, but Heaven's Glow was tested to be eye safe. So you can actually use this on your eyes. And I'm just going to apply a very light, feathery dusting of it as a transition shade. But it's like a blush lighter, so you barely see it. It's very thin and blurring. It has a more like beautiful satin finish. Like that. Just bear with me. I'm going to clean all of this up later with concealer, and once I finish the rest of my base makeup. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to curl my lashes before I actually, never mind. I'm going to put on my lenses first and then curl my lashes. So I'm using OLENS in Spanish Brown. This is my favorite lens where I want my eyes to look natural, but I still want to pop my natural brown eyes. I want to make them just slightly lighter and more like honey-like. So you can see a difference, right? This looks lighter, but it still looks natural. It looks like my natural eye color, but just a tad bit lighter. Because I feel like you can get the best camera on the planet, but it doesn't capture what you see in real life. So my eye color is naturally brown, but it's more like a reddish brown, if that makes sense. I feel like Spanish brown, it helps amplify my natural brown eyes. And I'm gonna do a quick eye drop. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. So this is why I don't do my eyeliner before curling my lashes, because I really want to go close to the root and just curl without being too precious with my eye makeup, because it might smudge and everything. So you see, it doesn't really mess up anything because I didn't have eyeliner. It's just shadow and smoke. I remember the first time I ever tried a lash curler, I had a really shitty dollar store one, and the cushion was so thin that when I curled my lashes, it actually cut my lashes in half. And I was so traumatized from that, I didn't want to use lash curlers for a while. Okay, so lashes are nice and curled, and what I'm going to do is line my eyes. Whenever I lined my eyes in the past, I wasn't as intentional, if that makes sense. I kind of worked with what I had, and a lot of tools that were available back then were not as precise and refined as they are today. Like today, if you want to draw a very specific line, you can, but back then, like the brush was kind of floppy and formula was very wet and goopy, and you kind of had to work with what you had. And I only at the time had access to drugstore makeup, and this was like 2006, 2007. Even though it wasn't that long ago, but now that I think about it, it was a long time ago. Like 2007. I'm old. I'm old, and I'm wondering if those of you who are watching me, you feel old too. So if you feel old, imagine how I feel. So I feel like back then my line was not as intentional on my eyeliner. Even when I launched the brush tip and felt tip eyeliner, my eyeliner was still very thick. And what I do now is that I don't actually line the top part of my eyes, if that makes sense. I don't even stay close to the lash line. I only tight line, and I go a little close to the lash line on the outer edge, and that's it. And I noticed ever since I did this, it just looks better. My eyes look more bright and natural. I don't look as tired. I feel like when your eyeliner is too thick, depending on your eye shape, it can make you look tired. And for my eye shape, I noticed that tight lining just looks better for me. So what I like to do is I will lift and just go in really fast and tight line. And I want to do this quickly before my eyes start watering up, because it's just a natural biological reaction to having something stabbing you in your eye like this. Okay, so I have to be quiet when I do this. It's like when I think about brain surgery, it's like how do they do that? They must have very steady hands. Like that could not be me. Like if you do this, is your hand steady? Actually, that's not bad. I have pretty steady hands, okay. They're just steady today. Some days I'm like, ugh. Or if I have a lot of caffeine, I go crazy. And then I just slightly tug, not too much. It looks intense, but I'm not actually adding that much pressure. And I'm staying very close to my lash line. And I'm kind of like flicking it. And this is where I need to pull back from the camera, because it's so hard when you're filming a makeup tutorial. It's awkward because I can't just do this. Like most people can just do this. I can't do that because you can't see what I'm doing. So you have to like find ways to see the details while not blocking the line of sight. And that is very hard to do. I'm not happy with this line. Normally I have better days. Like I'll show you, I did like a practice run yesterday and it looked so much better. Like this is garbage. But that's why cotton swabs were invented. So I'm just gonna go in and clean this up. I normally use my nail, but I wanted to use cotton swab today. Okay, there we go. That's better. I'll go back and fix this, but I wanna go ahead and line the other eye. Clean up on aisle 5. I've had better liner days, so I mean it's not the worst, but it's not my best. But I'll clean it up with concealer and everything once I'm more finished with my base makeup, but I just want to move on. I don't want to like rabbit hole too much into this because then I'm going to waste so much time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fill in any blank areas that I couldn't get to with a liquid liner and just creating tiny little dots to connect any of the spaces between the lashes, and just making sure you don't poke your eyeball because you know you get that oil spill effect when that happens. You know what I mean? And it's so terrifying. And that's why it's so important to find out if your products, your eye products, have been tested. Because I already curled my lashes, I'm going to go ahead and apply mascara, and I'm using the Etude House Curl Fix. And then I'm just gonna sculpt my mascara. I'm gonna remove excess actually. I don't want too much mascara. I want clean looking lashes. But I want the lift, so that's why I do like this mascara for that. Okay, nice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna cut up my lashes and I'm gonna go ahead and pop them on off camera because it's very tedious. I might film one side of my eye, but the other one I'm gonna do it off camera. Okay, so I just did my lashes here and I'm gonna do the same on this eye. I'm gonna try my best to show you, but it's so hard to film yourself applying these tiny little lashes. I'm gonna show you how tiny they are. Look how tiny. I'm gonna go ahead and just build my lashes, focusing where my iris is at, the center. Putting that one there. Can you even see that? Okay, there's one right there. Oh my gosh, I just dropped one. It took forever to cut that up. That sucks. It's okay. I have two more that I will make use of. I'm gonna shape it and put it more down like that. And then the last one will go on the outer part. I want to space them out just a bit correctly, but here you go. Super natural looking. I'm going to use the wooden stick method. It's so satisfying. Also, it cleans up the formula too, so it doesn't look as clumpy. Clean up any clumps. That looks better. And then I'm going to do a very subtle line. Like here. I'm using a brush tip illustrative eyeliner. So my eyes are almost done. I want to go ahead and work on the rest of my base makeup just so I can clean up the edge around here. So what I'm going to do is use concealer. This is the Rose Ink Concealer in the shade LX 080. And then I'm just going to spot conceal where I need the most coverage and lift. So here and here. Okay, I'm going to go in and blend out. Okay, so from here what I'm going to do is sweep just to clean the shadow. I just love how natural it looks, still very skin-like. I'm going to go ahead and powder my face. So I've just been noticing my face is actually starting to get dry, and I think it's because of my peel. I'm starting to see slight little dead skin. It's just forming around my nose. This is what happens like post-peel for me, so gotta work with it, but all good. I'm just using a very thin layer of powder to mattify my face. Okay, so it is my brow pomade time. This has been like my go-to method for the past few months. I haven't found like any method that has made my brows look better than this. So what I like to do is I like to take a round tip detailing brush like this, and I just make sure it's flat. You can see how flat it is, right? Because it's flat, I can go in and really detail my brows without adding too much product. And I'm going to start from always the middle, because if you mess up, it's okay. And slowly build the last part of my brow shape. So I'm going to thicken that, go curve more here. There we go. And I'm just very gently tapping to draw that out. Very, very, very subtle. So it looks as natural as possible. Match it, but it doesn't have to look exactly the same. And then I'll soften this with a spoolie. I don't want to go too hard with it because I don't want to remove what I meticulously worked so hard for. But you see how that just softens it? And then going in with a pencil and just very gently shade it in. Alright. Wow, my brows look so full. I wish I had brows like these, but you know, it's okay to draw it on. It's fine. I have here brand spanking new Terra. Look how pretty it looks when it's new. Because it's such a soft formula, it just completely like gets smashed up. But I just want to show you how soft this formula is, hence the name. I'm barely touching it, and look. Barely touching it. And then if I really go in and blend, it's so effortless. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with a flat brush again, loading a very tiny amount. I don't need too much because I want this to still look natural. And then just slightly contour my nose. And the beauty about this formula is if you over apply too much, you just have to blend majority of it away, and it's very forgiving. So this product was made for people who are lazy blenders, if that makes sense, like me. And then you barely have to touch it and just look, it just blends so nicely. I don't want to be so precious and take my time contouring. Like I said, I'm so lazy, and I'm an Aries. I just want things done fast. I have no patience. So that's great. And I guess the last part for my eye makeup is I'm just going to add some glitter, teardrop glitter right here. So for my glitter, I have this brand called DASIQUE, and it's in the shade Twinkle Twinkle. So I'm going to add Twinkle Twinkle right where I want like that teardrop look effect to be, here and here. Right here and here. It's so pretty. It's like subtle. Because I don't like too much glitter. I just want just the right amount where I have that pop, but it's not overwhelming on my face. Because I want to save my cheeks for last, I'm going to go ahead and move forward with my lips. And I'm going to remove lip cushion and any dead skin cell. Okay, so my lips are now nice and smooth. And I'm going to finish off with this water tint. Just going to blot it in. Add another tint too, some more red. Okay, I just wanted my lips to look nice and dewy, juicy. Okay, so now I can finally show you our newest product. I'm so excited about this. So I have the packaging from the Heirloom collection. The art was created by an illustrator that I love collabing with. It's Avery Ota. She did the art for my previous projects like Helios, some of my stickers, and other illustrations. I mean, she's fantastic, so talented, and she did such an amazing job with the illustration. I mean, look at these cherubs. They're so beautiful. So my team and I, we've been working on this color story for years, and it actually started off first with this shade called Persimmon, a vibrant marigold clementine. My team and I, we had such a hard time developing this shade because we needed to find the right formula that worked with it, the right texture, the right finish, and after like I would say a year and a half, it made sense to develop it within the Heaven's Glow formula. The Heaven's Glow formula takes the best of both blush and highlighter together. So it's like a blush lighter. You can also use it as eyeshadow. As I mentioned before, it's eye safe. And the texture is just like chef's kiss. The formula is so skin-like and just so easy to blend. You saw that, right? It's so hard to mess up with this formula. And the more you add, the more intense the color looks, but it never looks too powdery or too chalky or anything. Just the color becomes more intense. So I'll show you what I mean. Adding a second layer, just look at that. There's just more impact. Whenever I think of a cherub, I think of that scene in Beauty and the Beast where they're dancing in the ballroom and the camera starts panning up towards the ceiling and you see all these beautiful like cherub angels, and they're just so cute, and their pink cheeks, that was what we wanted to encapsulate in this color. So this is Cherub. So I'm going to show you how this baby looks on my cheeks. Let's go. It's so beautiful. Truly makes my cheeks look like cherub cheeks. And I like to add it right here on the high points of my cheeks. I don't go lower than this because it drags my whole face down, so I keep it here. Blush placement is so personal and also very important. Like I used to do the smile and then adding the blush, and then like my blush would just migrate down here because when I don't smile, it just goes here. So now I'm very intentional with where I add it, and I like to add it in places where it's gonna lift my face. And then a little on the nose, not too much. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. You could see how I don't even need highlighter. It has built-in highlighter in it, and it has a very unique cool toned shift, if you can see it. So it's so beautiful. It's gonna look different on different skin tones, so I highly recommend, I say just try it out. I know you're not gonna have a color like this in your collection. Maybe an eyeshadow, but even eyeshadow I feel like it's too intense. And so that's why in this formula it's perfect, because you can layer it and it's never too much. It's very forgiving. Isn't this so stunning? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add gloss to my lips, just so I can give it that wet lip look. And I'm using, of course, my tried and true. This is Morning Dew gloss in Clear Quartz. And I wanted to name it Morning Dew because it's clear like the morning dew. There we go. That's beautiful. I'm gonna add a touch of clarity on the tip of my nose like this, and the nose bridge. I don't really need it for my cheeks because you can see I already have built-in highlighter. And you know, why not? I'm just gonna add a touch of it on the inner corner. Not too much, because I don't want to take away from the brightness under my eyes. Just a little. My makeup look is complete.
Hey Nana, remember the first time we met?
I'm gonna go ahead and find a fragrance that can celebrate this look. I think I normally, Baccarat 540 is my go-to scent. I might go with something more fruity and lighter and brighter because it's springtime. So I think I'm gonna use Forbidden Games by Kilian. I've had this for a while. I'm down to like, I'd say like a month's worth of it if I were to use it. But I like how aged fragrance smells. I've had this for years and I feel like it smells better now than it did before. And if I were to describe the scent, I'd say it has a very, the top notes are fruity, like peach and apples. And the base note is more like vanilla. And I smell a little bit of jasmine too, so it's such a beautiful spring-like scent. It's my go-to scent for spring. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add my accessories. This is my This is my Vivienne Westwood necklace. I was never really into pearls until recently. And for earrings, I think these are from like Alibaba. So, you know, I do a little bit of high and low. So cute. Okay, so I just fixed my hair a little and this is my final look. Special shout out to my PD team who worked so hard, long hours on developing just these two shades. It's crazy. I have a really small team and I'm just so proud of all the launches we've been coming out with. And so thank you so much to the M family, and you know, definitely you, the viewers, you inspire me so much to continue creating. So thank you so much for your support and just for sticking around on my weird journey. Yeah, I guess I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and of course, good luck. Love you. Bye.